going, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and yes, it's time for another Pop Off with Maddison. For today's Pop Off, I'm going to be talking about Kim Kardashian because, you guys, there is just so much tea that we need to discuss. So first up, I'm going to talk about Kim Kardashian and her appearance on The Late Late Show with James Corden. During her appearance on the Late Night Talk Show, she talked about her dating life, what she's looking for in her next relationship post Pete Davidson. Essentially, it actually sounds like she's looking for the exact opposite of Pete Davidson, so obviously we're going to get into that. And also, because I haven't had a chance to talk with you guys about this yet, I also want to get into everything that Ray J said while he was exposing Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner, especially in regards to, you know, him and Kim's little tape situation. Ray J once again recently claimed that Kim and Kris were totally in on the deal. He brought receipts, he was on Instagram Live, and I want to get into that just because we haven't had the chance to talk about it, because obviously I was dealing with very real life things. Before we get into all of this though, you guys, I do want to check in and see how you're doing because this is the first pop-off of the week. So let me know how you are, what you've been up to, all of that good stuff down below. Obviously, as far as things go for me, you guys know that things have not been good. I let you guys know on my previous pop-off that my grandma was in the hospital, and over the weekend she sadly and unexpectedly passed away. So my family and I have just kind of been dealing with that, and let me tell you, it has just been absolutely horrible. She was 75 years old and she still had so much life to live, I feel like. So it's just been really, remember how I always judge people who cried on YouTube before? But it's just been really hard. It was hard to see, you know, my grandpa tell his partner of 55 years goodbye. It was hard to see my mom and her sisters, you know, have to make some really hard decisions and tell their mom goodbye. You know, it's been hard for my sister and I, and she was just the absolute best. She was my biggest fan. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that she commented on like every single Instagram picture. She always responded to my Instagram stories, and she was just so freaking supportive about everything. And yeah, it's just been really hard. It's been horrible, but you guys, I do want to thank you for all of your comments and your prayers and your well wishes and your messages. I know I haven't been able to get back to a lot of you, but I have seen them. My sister saw them too, and they're just amazing. You guys are the best. You guys are so sweet. You guys are truly just a great support system that I am so lucky and thankful to have in my life. I personally like to think I have one of the best corners of the internet over here in the House of Hill. So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for your support, and also allowing me the time to breathe and kind of get things together. Her funeral is, unfortunately, we had to schedule it a little ways out, so still gonna be kind of popping in here and there, so just bear with me during this time. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up there because I know my grandma would not want me sitting here on camera crying to you guys. She would actually probably be a straight to the tea person, to be completely honest with you. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this Kardashian news. So if you straight to the tea people could go ahead and put this time code down there in the comments for me, that would be amazing. And let's go ahead and get into unwrapping these Kim Kardashian facts. Okay, so first up, let's talk about this whole Ray J and Kim Kardashian situation. So just a little refresher for you guys. Kim Kardashian and Ray J initially had their sex tape released back in 2007, despite it being filmed 5 years prior. Now, at the time, Kim Kardashian was given $1 million for the rights to the tape, and she did have a lawsuit against Vivid Entertainment. They're the ones who released the tape in the first place. However, this lawsuit was later settled outside of court. Now, for me, that kind of tells me everything I need to know about the tape, but still continuing along the lines of background information, 7 months after the tape was initially released, you guys, Keeping Up with the Kardashians aired for the first time on E! And boom, essentially the Kardashians, as we all know them, were born. Now that family has multiple billionaires, and they've essentially become these mega icons, whether you like them or not. Now, while none of us have obviously never forgotten about the tape, obviously several years have gone by where the tape was not heavily mentioned. That is until most recently when the Kardashians brought this back to light on the first episode of their new Hulu show. Remember, we had this whole storyline where Kim Kardashian found out that Ray J's manager was threatening to release unreleased footage of Kim and Ray J, J. She got on the phone with her people. She was saying she has all the time, money, and resources in the world to get this taken care of. And then Kanye ended up being the hero in the situation when he flew back to LA, got the hard drive that allegedly had this unreleased footage, and presented it to Kim Kardashian prior to her appearance on SNL. And you guys, essentially since that episode of the Kardashians Hulu show aired, Ray J has been on one trying to expose Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner for the original agreement they had involving that infamous sex tape. I mean, Ray J has been trying to speak out about Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner multiple times since that episode aired. He's spoken out. He did an interview with the Daily Mail. He shared text messages between him and Kim Kardashian. He's been in people's Instagram comments. I mean, the man has consistently claimed that him, Kim, and Kris were in on the tape all together. Now, while Ray J has been kind of quiet in regards to Kim and Kris and that infamous tape, he has broken his silence once again, and this was all kind of started thanks to Kris Jenner and Kylie Jenner's recent appearance on the Late Late Show with James Corden. During Kris and Kylie's appearance, Kris took a lie detector test, and during the segment, James Corden asked her the question we've all been wanting to know, if she was the one who originally leaked Kim and Ray J's sex tape. Kris hesitated before saying no, she didn't, and the person doing the lie detector test gave a thumbs up saying that Kris Jenner was telling the truth and that she didn't leak Kim and Ray J's tape. So this little bit, you guys, is what recently set Ray J completely off and made him take to his Instagram and really once again try to expose Kim and Kris. He started this rant off with several Instagram posts exposing the person who did the lie detector test on James Corden. He was essentially trying to say that the person doing the polygraph test is a fraud. He's had his PI license taken away. He was just really going in on this guy, showing that he literally has no credibility at all. And then in addition to those posts, Ray J went ahead and took to Instagram Live. He went live twice talking about Kim and Kris. Both of his lives were about 28 minutes long, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys the highlights. Number one, you guys, Ray J claimed that him and Kim actually filmed multiple tapes and that Mama Kris watched these multiple tapes and chose the best one. Ray J said that Mama Kris chose the final tape that ended up getting leaked because it was, quote, better and gave her daughter a better look than the second one. While speaking about this, Ray J obviously once again hammered down on the fact that he's upset that Kris is trying to pretend like she's never seen these tapes and she doesn't know where they came from, and continued this live while appearing on James Corden. During his Instagram Live, Ray J also made it very clear that he has plans to sue Kim and Kris for defamation. He said that because of the lies they've been peddling, he's had difficulty with romantic partners trusting him, and he's even had trouble in his business. He talked about how he had to go in front of his board of directors and address the situation for his company Raycon, which I can't imagine how freaking humiliating that had to be for the guy, especially because he didn't bring it back up. The Kardashians brought it back up on their show. Anyway, continuing on, during this live, Ray J also showed text messages between him and Kanye. In the messages that he shared, you can see that Kanye is saying he needs to come get the tapes and the contracts for Kim. Ray J goes on to tell Kanye that Kris, quote, brokered the deal, but Kanye didn't acknowledge this allegation in the text messages that we saw. Ray J also showed messages between him and Kim, you guys. In one message, we can see Kim Kardashian trying to reassure Ray J after that Kardashians episode aired on Hulu. She's trying to tell him what the storyline is. You can see that she's trying to say, I'm gonna say we both went to Vivid Entertainment together. We both said we didn't want them to show anything else. And this is gonna show a united front, and this is gonna show that there's no more drama or bad blood. Now, obviously, Ray J was not having this at all. He sent Kim a message back saying that, you know what, if she wants to play, he's ready to play. She took this as a threat. So she totally switched her tone on Ray J and said that he can do whatever the F he wants and that she just doesn't even care anymore. During the lives, you guys, Ray J just continued to call Kim Kardashian out. At one point, he even questioned how she could be crying over something that brought her all of this fame and something that she even released to the public in the first place. Ray J also, you guys, and this is huge, he showed everyone who was watching his Instagram Live the original contract him and Kim had for their tape. This contract showed that they were both paid $400,000, the same amount. And the reason why he wanted to show this to people is because he wanted to say, if I have a contract that Kim Kardashian signed and that Kim Kardashian's name is in, how could I have ever put this tape out without her knowing about it? I obviously had to get her sign off for me to even use her name in the first place, which is totally true. During the showing of the contract, he showed that they each got 12.5% of the profits, and he even showed a portion of the contract that clearly had Kim Kardashian's writing, where she was telling Vivid Entertainment what tapes they were exactly getting, and there were 3 tapes on there, 2 from Cabo and 1 from Santa Barbara. So essentially, Ray J was just once again trying to prove that Kim Kardashian was in on the tape all along, despite the narrative that he's the villain who released the tape. Now, since Ray J went off on Instagram, and mega respect to Ray J because he has not deleted a freaking thing, happening. Kim and Kris, of course, have not addressed the situation at all. They've been continuing life as normal, while Ray J obviously is still fighting for his truth. And what I mean by Kim and Kris continuing life as normal is Kim Kardashian just going ahead with her appearance on the Late Late Show with James Corden. She's pretending like none of this drama is happening with Ray J. This is where she talked about her dating life. Now, she did say she's not ready to jump into a relationship yet post Pete Davidson. In fact, she said she just, quote, wants to chill for a minute and that she wants to focus on herself and finishing school, but she does have an idea of what kind of guy she wants to date next, and it's the exact opposite of Pete Davidson. While speaking to James Corden, Kim said, quote, I feel like I have to do something like go to different places. Clearly, it's not working whatever I'm doing, so I don't know. Maybe like a hospital and meet a doctor, a law firm. I think it's gonna be like a scientist, neuroscientist, biochemist, doctor, or attorney. That's maybe what I envision for the future. So there you have it, people. That's who Kim Kardashian envisions herself dating next. Like I said, she's just continuing her life, trying to pretend like everything Ray J said did not happen, but we have not forgotten. We're gonna talk about it, and obviously I have so many thoughts about this situation. I really freaking feel for Ray J, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop myself because we need to make this pop-off official. And this week and next week, basically until my grandma's funeral, I'm going to be popping off with beer because she was such a Bud Light girly. She literally had a Bud Light all the time, and I just freaking love that about her. I of course don't have Bud Light in this moment. I have Michelob Ultra, but it was the second best. She would always still drink a Michelob Ultra with me, and she would always have a half a glass of Champs. Even though she didn't prefer it, she would still drink it with me because she knew I loved it, because that's just the kind of grandma she was. So this week and next week, we're gonna be popping off with beer, kicking it off with a nice ice cold Michelob Ultra. Okay, so first up, in regards to the whole Kim Kardashian and Ray J situation, I want to make one thing very crystal freaking clear, because I've been seeing some people get real sassy in the comments of my other videos when it comes to how I've talked about the Kardashians. I believe what Ray J is saying 1000%. I believe that Kris was in on the deal. I believe that Kim Kardashian was in on the deal. And I believe that he unfortunately has been painted as the bad guy in this entire situation. I also think that this is a story that Kim and Kris have probably been doing the most in order to stay hidden, probably since the day that Keeping Up with the Kardashians aired. Because, well, yes, initially having a sex tape released wasn't anything bad for Kim because she was just a reality star. If anything, it was probably a badge of honor. But once Kim Kardashian really started having kids and trying to expand her business empire, hello, she is getting into business with a venture capitalist. That's her newest business venture. I'm pretty sure once all of that started happening, Kim Kardashian wanted to totally distance herself from being the girl who got famous from a sex tape. Because let's be honest here, people, now that Kim Kardashian is trying to be in courtrooms and boardrooms, having done a tape like this is absolutely a horrible look for her. It probably makes some people not want to take her very seriously, so I'm sure she's been trying to distance herself from the situation, and Ray J continually bringing it up and trying to say, hey, you know what, I've been painted like the bad guy, while meanwhile these two women were in on it the whole time. I'm sure Kim Kardashian has to be quaking just a little bit. However, I have to hand it to her and Kris because they are acting like they're not sweating Ray J's claims at all, and the reason why I say that is because they've remained silent. They have not given his claims and allegations the time of day at all. So I do find it interesting that they're trying to continue on like business as normal and not really say anything. In my opinion, that just has to mean that things are really probably starting to bubble up behind the scenes, and eventually all of that is going to explode. I mean, obviously I hope that that explosion happens while the Kardashians' cameras are rolling, but I don't know if it will. I feel like Kim and Kris are not going to want this to be a huge part of the show, just because they know that it will continue to irritate Ray J, and it will just continue to fuel his fire to speak out. Which, speaking of Ray J, I feel so bad for the guy. He is trying to clear his name for his children, for his family, and also because, you know, he's trying to build his own business empire too. Unfortunately, I don't know if his allegations have really made the impact that he's hoping to make. Because at the end of the day, people have not canceled Kim and Kris. People are still buying their products, they're still going on talk shows, they're still continuing on like their life has not been interrupted at all. And you know what? It absolutely sucks, and it's not right. It's not right that the Kardashians get to continue on and not be fazed by the situation or hurt by the situation at all, while Ray J has really been bearing the brunt of a lot of the hurt. I think when it comes to Kim and Ray J and more drama, like I said, I do think things are going on behind the scenes, and eventually those things are gonna have to come to a surface, but I do think it's gonna be a wait and see situation, which is unfortunate for us. And in regards to Kim Kardashian and the comments she made on James Corden about her dating life, I mean, obviously the woman's not looking to jump into a relationship right now. I feel like things were so public with Pete Davidson puts in, she probably is not ready for that to happen again. And also not surprised that she wants to date someone who's not famous and someone who's in the science field or a lawyer or a doctor. You guys know we've been saying she needs somebody like this essentially since the day her and Kanye announced her divorce. Obviously, Kim's dating life is something else that we're gonna have to kind of wait and see what happens. I'm sure that that is going to be a storyline on the Kardashians at some point. I'm sure we're gonna see single Kim and her dating these kinds of people. So definitely a wait and see situation. Just my 2 cents that it's gonna be a while. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up there, you guys. Thank you for bearing with me. I know this pop-off was long and I talked a lot about my personal life, but I want to hear all of your thoughts about this Kim Kardashian tea, her situation with Ray J, and her comments on James Corden. So let me know all your thoughts and feels down below. While you guys are at it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget that notification bell. For more content, make sure you guys follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, don't forget to keep coming back here to check out my YouTube shorts. If you guys want to show me a little extra love or you just want to make sure I see your comment, you can also hit that super thanks button down below. You guys can also check out my merch store at houseofhill.com. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.